Hey guys, I'm David with Media Unlocked, and today I'm coming at you with a really cool review of something called a Pico Dolly. It's made by Photography and Cinema. They sent it out to me. Thank you again for sending it out, guys. First thing I guess I should, before I unzip it here, I should mention is it comes with a nice little carrying case. Inside, it comes with a clip. Now what this clip is used for is to actually hook up a point and shoot camera, or if you have an iPhone or other cell phone devices, you can hook up your device and there you go. You're able to use the dolly with this system and get some video. So if you're not a huge videographer or someone that's using a DSLR on a regular basis, it still has a lot of good uses for it for people that may have a phone or point and shoot device that they do some video with. You get a hot shoe connection here, so I'm going to show you how I use that. And then you get your arms. Now, the first thing I noticed when pulling all this out, the first day that I got it, is the build quality of this. I can't believe how strong and how well built this is. That was one thing I was worried about, is something this small being able to hold a 2.5, 3 pound DSLR and lens and bowing. But this, I'm thinking it's made out of an aluminum type metal. It's very strong. If you actually notice, you actually got teeth here. You can catch that. And so when you screw it in, and if you notice, you're able to move this around like this, right? And so once you screw your teeth in, so we're screwing all of our teeth in here. We'll bring this up to the top. And you bow it down real tightly. If you notice up here at the top, this cannot, I'm physically putting a lot of force into that, and it's not moving at all. Same thing with the bottom. You're not able to move the bottom piece, but once you let go, there you go. You have full free movement. So this, what this allows you to do is really get numerous different angles and shots that you normally wouldn't be able to get with a system like this. These arms are absolutely amazing. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to hook up some cameras so I can show you what it looks like on the camera, and then I'm actually going to show you some different shots. We did some shots out of the tennis court, we did some shots here in the house, and you can kind of see the different quality. And like out of the tennis court, it was when you were shooting, because the ground was not terribly even, or it was even, but there was little dents and rivets all over the tennis court. It's still going to be a little bumpy, where if you take a surface like this right here that I'm using, if you notice, the dolly is very smooth, very comfortable when it goes up and back and forth, very nice like that. So this is the type of surface you're going to want to shoot on. It's a very flat, very smooth surface. Concrete, other things that have any kind of bumps or really any kind of rocks built into it, is going to add a little bumpiness to it that you may or may not be able to fix in your post editing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hook up a camera, and I'm actually going to show you what it looks like. So if you want to pass that camera over to me here, Nick. What I have right here is a Tamron 28-75 2.8 and the Canon, I think that's the T3i. Now, I weighed these, and it weighed about, I think, 3 pounds between the two. So what we're going to do is, I'll show you two different ways I like to hook up the camera that I found to be the most beneficial way. The first is using this. Now I did buy an extra piece like this. I needed to extend my length, so I bought this little piece at Lowe's, and it just screws in. It's just the same size. I think it's a 1/4 inch bolt. And then I'll screw this in here. And the best way I found to screw it in is to pre-tighten your arm till it's really tight. And then once it's tight, you're able to screw it in here. Once that's in, and if you need to move it, you can untighten it, and you can move this as needed. So if I'm going to be shooting straight forward, let's say, tighten that up how I like it. Get it nice and tight. The one thing I don't like is you do have to spin this, but they do make a quick release that you can order. So reposition it how I need to. And you can, you can set it to where it's shooting down, shooting up. I'm just going to have it shooting straight forward. And then it seems to hold the weight very well. And then I find the best way to move it, if you were doing something like this where you're shooting straight forward, hold your hands here, maybe up here, and then you just move it along like that. Now the second way I like to use it, and that's going to consist of taking this off here. And this is why I had to get that extension, because I needed just a little bit more length to get this to work correctly. So I'm going to piece this piece in right here. Well, could you grab that for me there, Nick?
I got you.
Screw that in. This is my favorite way, I think, to shoot that I found, and I might add another 3 or 4 inches, depending on what I need for what shoot. I might go out and get me another one of those. Just to do it this way, right here. And what you do is, now I find that my hot shoe seems to be more than strong enough to hold this. I'm taking a chance. I'm positive this is not how this thing was made to be used. But this is what I find to be a really great way to shoot, and you can get some just amazing shots with this. And I'll show you, I did some shots earlier out on the tennis court. So once you got everything tied in, now if you notice, now this is too much weight for the dolly. So if you notice, you lose that. So what you do is, you have to hold it. So you have to put some weight. I like to hold it right here. This seems to be a good spot. But you get this nice panning shot. Or you can set up the wheels. The other nice thing about the Pico Dolly is you can adjust these wheels. So if I want to set it there, and then you got a pretty nice circle right there that you're able to shoot. So we'll set this back up, tighten it down. Now again, I don't know if this Canon hot shoe, it seems to hold up very well, but I'm not promising that it won't break it. But like I said, my hot shoe seems to be able to hold the weight and everything just fine, and the Pico Dolly holds it just fine, as long as you're putting a little bit of pressure here on the back to counterbalance the weight. But you can get this nice shot, and I really like to shoot this way. So I want to build a system with a board that would allow me to just kind of do lengthwise shots set up like this. Pull this back off. And like I was saying, you also have 2 other threaded areas here, right here and here, so you can add in extensions. You could add in another arm if you wanted to. You can buy the arm separately, so you could buy another arm system that would allow you to hook up lights or a shotgun mic. So there's a lot of things you can do with this. Probably the most impressive thing about this is just the build quality. It's just amazing. It uses, I'm guessing these are rollerblade wheels, but they seem to be really well made. The tennis courts didn't beat up on them that bad at all. Actually at all. They look just brand new after using it out there for 2 hours on the tennis courts and messing around with it. So the nice thing about this is it's only $100. The whole entire kit, what you see right here, you get the arm, you get the dolly system, you get your phone system here, or point and shoot. So if you have a point and shoot camera, set up like that, and then you get this piece right here. Another thing that you can do that I need to order, I haven't ordered, is they make a piece like this, and I got the wrong size, but they make a piece like this where you could plug your camera in. And then that would connect down to here, and you've got a ball system so that while it's sitting there, you can still angle your camera however you need to, and it would be sitting on here. So that way, as you're moving, you can get a straightforward shot if you don't want to be sitting up so high or the angle's weird. This would allow you to put your camera in the angle that it needs to be. So far as DSLR use, I think it is a fantastic piece of equipment. I do think that I'd like to see photography and cinema add a piece like this included, some sort of piece where it's a little more DSLR oriented, and I would like to see an extension of some sort so that if you did want to shoot like this, you know, you could. But again, they probably don't do something like that because it does throw the Pico Dolly off a little bit, and you do have to kind of counterbalance it with your own weight so that it doesn't tip over. We also threw a DVX100. If any of you guys know what a Panasonic DVX100 is. Actually, Nick, could you grab the camera real quick? The DVX100? We threw a DVX100 on it earlier, and we thought it was pretty cool. Now, we just did that. We did the DVX100 for fun, just to see how much weight it could handle. It bows a little bit. I'll throw it on there, but you'll notice that. So set it up. And we'll twist her on. But I mean, this is a pretty large camera right here. And I was really impressed at how well. Yeah. Tighten it up. So, and then we'll get it all straight here. I mean, that's pretty impressive. Now there's a little wobbling down here just a little bit. That might be because of the extension I've added in, and that this camera, I mean, compared to a DSLR, if you put them up side by side, there's a huge mass distribution. There's a huge difference in mass, and there's a huge difference in weight. So as you can see, I'm holding the camera from the top with the Pico Dolly. That's going to counterbalance the weight. As well, you're going to notice here in a second, I'm able to move the lens around. I've got it loosened up a little bit, but you can tighten it up so it stays tightened up. So now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to show you the actual footage as well. You kind of got to walk slow with it. You don't want to be too fast. So we're going to jump right into the actual footage here. Now you're going to notice it's kind of bumpy. This has no editing whatsoever done to it. We're just doing a simple circle. And as you notice, I'm actually moving the lens somewhat here, but you really can't tell I'm moving the lens too much. The biggest problem is that you've got that shakiness. So that's why you need a really flat, smooth surface to use the Pico Dolly on. Okay guys, so I'm back in my kitchen right now on my wooden floor, which is nice and smooth. This is the ideal, typical floor that you'd probably want to shoot with on the Pico Dolly. The only thing I don't like about my floor is it's not terribly strong, so there is some movement with me walking next to it. If you notice, there's a little bit of shake. I haven't done any editing to this clip except adding a little color correction. So I'm really happy with the way the Pico Dolly performs, and it's a really amazing product. So you guys should check out Photography and Cinema. There's going to be a link down in my description down below. As well, check us out on Facebook at DAVIDDIMAGE and Twitter at Media Unlocked. We're always adding some updates, putting pictures on there, stuff that you guys don't get to see here on YouTube.